What up and welcome to Rama Screen YouTube channel, and here's my review of Netflix new docu-drama series, Queen Cleopatra. Let's rock this! Okay, to give you a bit of context, this show is produced, written, and narrated by the same creative forces who gave you Netflix's other docu-drama series, African Queens and Jinga, which aired earlier this year. And one of those creative forces is none other than Jada Pinkett Smith. That's right, the same woman who Will Smith slapped Chris Rock for. But in all seriousness, this whole thing is part of a mission, if you will, on Jada's part to showcase or to highlight heroic historical figures of the past that embody the black female culture experience. Now, I haven't seen the Njinga show, but I did sit through all 4 episodes of this follow up, Queen Cleopatra, and it's fascinating how the conversation surrounding this show has been about whether or not the actual historical Queen Cleopatra was black. I mean, just because the show casts a black actress in the lead role, suddenly everybody's hair is on fire. But Rama, Queen Cleopatra was a Greek descent. Well, you know what? I don't give a fuck. Because unless you can give me video or photographic evidence of what the actual Queen Cleopatra looked like, then I think her skin color is open to interpretation. And the Greek descendant argument is a weak argument because back then, kings and queens have sex with their mistresses, their concubines, their slaves, and they fucked everything that moved. So who knows if there's some mixed interracial blood in there down the line? And what? Is it really that impossible for some Greek people to not have light skin? But who cares? Who the hell cares? There are more dire things in the world out there that we should be outraged about. And this is the one that grinds your gears? Jesus Christ, man. From executive producer Jada Pinkett Smith comes a documentary series exploring the lives of prominent and iconic African queens. This season will feature Queen Cleopatra, the world's most famous, powerful, and misunderstood woman. A daring queen whose beauty and romances came to overshadow her real asset, her intellect. Cleopatra's heritage has been the subject of much academic debate, which has often been ignored by Hollywood. This series reassesses the fascinating part of her story. So, there are a total of 4 episodes. Each runs about 45 minutes long. The first couple of episodes chronicle Cleopatra's relationship with Julius Caesar, and the last couple of episodes chronicle her relationship with Mark Antony. And along the way, the show mixes facts with theories and speculations, and oftentimes the writers would either try to debunk or present another perspective to explain what may or may not have happened. Because remember, this all took place in ancient Egypt. Even the history scholars, some of whom are talking heads on this show, would resort to according to this person or according to that person in order to draw some semblance of conclusion. What I always find fascinating about the character Queen Cleopatra and what this show does a fairly good job of examining is that Queen Cleopatra is hella complicated. She is more complicated than the movies would have you believe. Her ambitions are both her strength and her weakness. She is her own greatest asset and her own worst enemy. And this show terrifically discusses those various aspects that made her both sexually attractive and ruthlessly savvy. And if you ask me, anybody who thinks themselves as a god will always have a percentage of overestimating their own skills, which then gives way to downfall. But at the same time, Cleopatra's instinct as a mother and as a protector of Egypt will score some empathetic points to make up for or to counter her Game of Thrones style power struggle against her own siblings. What I'm getting at is you'll come out of watching this docudrama feeling conflicted about completely admiring Queen Cleopatra. Now, Rama, how is actress Adele James as Queen Cleopatra in this one? How did she do? She's fine, I guess. I don't know much about her. This seems to be her breakout role, and hopefully she'll get more and more attention from Hollywood after this. But the dramatization doesn't have a lot of wiggle room. For a story that is supposed to be extensive and broad, the production value is just simple and adequate. Adele's performance is limited to just brief minutes here and there. The power lies in the hands of the writers who get to decide how much reenactment should there be. And it all comes in small segments. It's like small pockets of little soap operas, and Adele does the best that she could with them. And finally, look, I get it. Everybody wants to claim that a big historical figure like Queen Cleopatra is one of theirs. Hey, she's one of us. She's our people. She belongs to us. And yes, the whitewashing in Hollywood depiction of these characters over the years is problematic. And yes, I get it. Representation on the screen does matter. So I'm not minimizing or downplaying all of that. What I'm saying is, guys, I think the lessons that we can learn from Queen Cleopatra's life and from her mistakes are significantly much more important than whether she's black or white. So, yeah, overall, I give Queen Cleopatra the rating of 3 out of 5. I mean, if you are a history buff, all of this is nothing more than a decent refresher. So that's it. That's my review of Queen Cleopatra. Smash that like button, share this video with everyone you know, share your thoughts in the comment section below, and as always, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Let's rock this.